welcome to the new day at my blog. And look how nice we're having it outdoors. The weather was not the best in the morning. Look at my hair. I got caught in the rain with a group. Well, we survived it. We went to the Royal Armoury, and I love improvising when the rain tells me to. But I'm on a boat now, and so I thought I'll show you Stockholm from water, which I believe everyone has to see once at least, and the more the better. But this boat is it's a private boat. They don't sell tickets per person, so you can't just come and say, I want to ride with you. You book it for a company, for a group. I'm not sure if you see, but that's the captain, and he's really sweet. They're really kind and really nice guys who bought this boat in Holland, and now they are driving the tourists around Stockholm. And I mean, in Stockholm you have to see it from water, because that's the city built on water, and it was built to be seen from water. Look at that side of the old town. That's the thing you want to see, right? So you have so many options when you're in Stockholm of going into the city from water. But if you have a larger company, if you're a guide, if you are a tour leader, and if you have a private party, whatever, you can just rent this boat. They have like for lectures, for whatever. So it sounds like I'm making a paid commercial for this boat, which I'm not. But I just like it. And let me just show you around a bit. By the way, do you know where we're sailing right now, deep in these waters? You know what happened here in the 1628? Vasa ship sank right here. Was built at Skeppsholmen, that island. That was the shipyard. And then it docked by the palace. And then it fired salute, like goodbye, farewell, and started sailing. And it was supposed to impress, it was supposed to shock the Poles, because it was sailing to Poland to fight the Catholic cousin of the Swedish king, Gustav II Adolphus. And this ship was supposed to be the pride of Swedish fleet, the biggest ship that the Baltic Sea has ever seen. And when it came to this part, which is about 1 kilometer from the palace, a wind came and it leaned on its side. 4 sails were up, and it was enough to just put the ship on its side. But actually it managed to straighten up. The second wind came, and you couldn't help it. The gun ports were open, the water started pouring into the gun ports, and the ship just sank. Most of the people survived. We don't know exactly how many people were on board. We estimate about 500 to 600. The ship was built for less than that. But since it was August and a lot of people were standing on the shore, they could actually come and help people who were swimming. So the majority of people, of sailors and soldiers, and some took their families with them, so they can just, sail a bit and see the beauty of this boat, of the shape, worship. Well, but it sank right here, and it was lying at the bottom of the sea for 333 years. And it was in very good state when it was found in the 1960s, 1956 it was found actually. Because first of all, it was never used for anything. It has never sailed longer than 1,000 meters, so it was never fighting in any battle, and it's not very deep here, it's quite shallow, so you could actually rescue the ship, but also the waters here are not exactly salty. They are rather brackish because we have Sweetwater Lake right on the other side of the old town, and they communicate, and the water pours in here. So it's the Baltic Sea is not very salty in general, but this part is not salty at all, and we don't have these worms that normally eat wood in the sea. That's why everything wooden can be preserved for as long as you want, basically. And Vasa was preserved in a beautiful state. Go and see in the museum. I can paste a picture here of Vasa ship, of how it looks in the museum, but I really recommend it. Well, I really love this ship. It's not very logical to speak about sinking ships while you're sailing a ship, but feels good, feels stable. He feels very safe, so me too.
Young, and we didn't want to be exposed. Even though it was cold, we were never wearing proper clothes. Always trying to be cool, trying to be those bad guys, smoking cigarettes behind the school.
And the amusement park, Gröna Lund. This one is the highest carousel in the world. It was a really nice sailing hour. I loved it. And the weather, it was raining in the morning. Now it's gray, but it's with some kind of warmth in the air. And I was really praying to Scandinavian gods that it would be nice weather when I'm gonna be sailing. And well, I don't want to take credit for that, but I think, and they actually listened to me. Well, I probably shouldn't be taking credit for that, but the weather was really, really nice. Now, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing fika. You probably have heard the word before. It's a coffee break with something sweet. Well, I skipped the sweet part, but I can never skip the coffee part. Swedes are coffee drinkers, and you see it as soon as you come here. I'm going to film probably one separate film about fika. By the way, the coffee shop I'm at now, it's Skeppsbro Bageri, and it's right by the, you see by the water. It's really nice, really close to the palace. It's in the old town. And I used to say that the cinnamon buns they have are the best cinnamon buns in the old town. Well, I was wrong. Actually, it's the best cinnamon buns in town. They just won this competition. And well, I knew they were good. You know, I think I'm going to take you up with me on to Södermalm. Södermalm is one of the central islands. And it's very close to the city center, to the old town, and yet it's not touristy. I love the shops, I love the coffee shops, I love the view because the Södermalm island is much higher than the rest of the city, so it's the views are much better from up there. And I have a mission. I am making a coloring book with a friend of mine who's an illustrator and a designer, and we're making a coloring book which probably going to be more in the form of postcards. By the time this video is published, I'll know more, and I have to go up on Södermalm now and find a bench, because all the views of Stockholm that we're going to use in the coloring book are from the point of view of a bench. So the person can just sit on that bench and actually, well, they can find an actual bench and color the picture of Stockholm from, you know, live from the bench, or imagine themselves sitting on that bench if they're not in Sweden, or just, you know, benches have this kind of flavor of, it's somehow city, you cannot imagine a city without benches. If there is a city without benches, it's not a very good city, because benches are public spaces. when you see a bench, you feel like, aha, it's my sofa. Like the city is my living room. There is something cozy about benches. So let's go up on Södermalm and see if we can find some proper benches with nice view, but rather cozy view. I am not looking for the view of the city right now. I'm looking for a nice, nice courtyard or something for this particular postcard. Let's go up. And I'm really sorry that I cannot transmit the smell of coffee, of Northern Sea, the Baltic Sea, and the cinnamon is behind my back. The rest of the smells are just in front of me. And I'm really looking forward to the time when I can blog with smells, because smells are absolutely essential to, how you experience the city. And this particular city should be definitely explored. Well, let's go and see where it takes us. And you can just lean back and enjoy the views of my favorite city. So guys, I'm going up there. Well, you don't see anything, but it's that island. And I'm gonna show you some views, but I'm gonna say goodbye now because I'm gonna pass through a construction site, the Slussen, the sea locks construction site. And I'm probably at some point, do you hear that? Actually, we make jokes saying that that's the heart of Stockholm is beating. Not sure about that. But look how many cyclists there are now. People are finishing job, going home. But I'm gonna say goodbye now. And you can follow me on Instagram. Though my Instagram is, I have two accounts. One is quite large, but it's in Russian. And I'm gonna try and develop the English one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time and energy to actually write texts, but some short descriptions for the videos and photos, why not? So follow both accounts, see you on my channel, and come to Stockholm. You have to see it. But don't turn me off, because I will show you some views now, as I promised.
I still think about what we had when we were younger. We were never running out of time. As long as we had each other, oh, everything was black and white. Driving in a car, never knowing how far we go. When we were young,